how constructive are you about this whole capex theme, the beneficiaries out of capex, and the overall impact that such a thing has on the economy, growth, jobs, so on and so forth?
It is, because we need to have manufacturing. Though personally, if you ask me, I'm more of a new economy believer. I believe, for example, in the digital stack in India, and the new economy doesn't require a lot of capex. It requires some computers, some concrete to build a house, some wires, and you're up and running out there. And one theme, and just to get to a theme to explain to you, a lot of press has been said about data being the new oil in India. That a lot of people will use data. Now, a lot of people in India that are already using data, whether it's, say, building maps or doing reservation systems, or just doing knowledge analysis from the data, or just aggregating the data. So there's a plethora of companies already in India that are doing that. What I found interesting in some of these companies is that their employee cost to revenue is about 60 to 65%. Extraordinarily high, 65% of the employee cost to revenue, which tells me two things. That first, this business is all coming to India. This business cannot be done in Europe, it cannot be done in America anymore, because the cost of recruiting, if you can find the people there, would be so high to not make it productive. So the business is coming to India. So those are the kind of new age companies that you want to be in for a new generation of technology business, for example. I don't know, maybe the old technology businesses don't deserve a high PE now because the service business is gradually scaling. But these intensified knowledge BPO companies, you get cheap real estate in India, telecom costs are the lowest in the world, and plus you get enough manpower to do these jobs. Even at that, you're running at 60-65% cost. But this cannot be done competitively almost anywhere in the world. So those look like good places to see, like data companies, for example, in a spectrum of businesses. It's, health processing, it is map making, it is hotel online reservation, it is people who do analysis for you on your data itself, or people who aggregate data and send it to, more sophisticated players who can analyze that. So across that spectrum, if you're asking for a new opportunity, I would see that. Do I believe in the manufacturing story? Yes, I do believe we necessarily have to, do well in manufacturing. If India has to succeed in employing those 350 million people who are going to be coming of age in the next 7 to 8 to 10 years, you obviously need a manufacturing base to do that. And we look, I think a lot of the stocks that we've held for years have actually done well, compounded over periods of time. Again, not recommending it, but the, Tata Honeywells of the world, I forget if you're the Lakshmi Machine Works of the world. We have the stocks that keep compounding as well. I'm not sure where the next opportunity will be found necessarily in terms of sector, but in terms of a new sector, if you're asking me, that's where I'm looking at.
Very interesting. Were you a tad disappointed with the way the whole flux happened around the new age internet businesses getting listed at premiums, moving higher, and then suddenly seeing a large collapse, and this whole shaking up of confidence that happened around that? Because it was a sector that is getting formed, and suddenly there was this whole loss that's happened to investor fraternity.
I think they got greedy. I think they came out at the top of a market at a very bubblish valuations. Like I told you earlier, the trick in the stock market is रुपए की चीज 98 में खरीदने का, वो रुपए की चीज ₹1.5 में मिल रही थी. So we were not getting the great bargains that we were associated with. Having said that, the most important thing to understand about the new India is that the digital stack that India has built up, the UPI payment transfer that's taking place out there, it's one of the greatest transformational changes that is taking place in this country, all before our eyes. So we're not capturing the entire magnitude of the change that is taking place. So if you're going to have, I don't know, 600 million, 800 million internet users in India, 95% are going to have an access to a smartphone. 95% is going to have the cheapest data in the world. They're going to use the phone and the net very effectively to order food, to buy insurance, to book real estate deals, to book hotel deals. So you cannot ignore these companies, because that is the way the businesses will be transacted in the future. So the question then to ask is, have some of the businesses, the valuations come down enough to make it interesting? You can't value it on brick and mortar businesses. You can value it on intellectual property, the software, the algorithms, the logistics issue. And I would suggest to you that yes, they have come down in valuations, and that maybe I don't know if you have the courage to go whole hog at this valuation. But look at the big picture, 800 million Indians with a smartphone and cheap data plans. how are they going to order food, order books, order groceries? A lot of them going to do it through the net. So you cannot afford to ignore that marketplace. So we have started making nibbling bets in what you call the new economy stock. The problem, the disappointment was, Neeraj, as you correctly pointed out, they just came out as stratospheric valuations that made no sense, given what the likely trajectory was over the next 3-4 years. But now look at the trajectory of the next 10 years or so. I think you're beginning to see the emergence of some sensible, more sensible valuations.